Chapter 1. The Unwanted Gift. Commander Elias Voss had seen many strange things in his years as a deep space explorer, but nothing could have prepared him for this. The Zorathian Queen, a towering iridescent being with 6 segmented arms and eyes like molten gold, stood before him in her throne room, a vast bioluminescent chamber pulsating with eerie light. Around them, her courtiers, sleek, insectoid creatures with chittering mandibles, watched in silence. "You have served our empire well, human," the queen hissed, her voice a reverberating echo. "As a token of gratitude, I gift you my daughter, Princess Xyris." Elias blinked. "Your daughter?" From the shadows emerged a small, slender figure. Unlike the other Zorathians, Xyris was delicate. Her exoskeleton a pale silver instead of the usual deep violet. Her large, luminous eyes were downcast, her posture defeated. Elias had heard rumors. The queen despised her youngest offspring, deeming her too weak, too human-like. But to give her away like a trinket— I don't understand," Elias stammered. "You're giving me a person." The queen's mandibles twitched in amusement. "She is of no use to me. Consider her a pet. Or dispose of her if you prefer." Xyris flinched but said nothing. Elias's stomach twisted. He had no choice but to accept. Refusing a Zorathian monarch's gift was a death sentence. With a heavy heart he bowed. "I accept your generosity." As he led Xyris to his ship, he couldn't shake the feeling that this gift was anything but benevolent. Chapter 2. The Broken Princess. Life aboard the SS Horizon was tense. The crew, all hardened spacers, eyed Xyris with suspicion. She was alien royalty and worst of all, unwanted. But Elias saw something else. Xyris was quiet, almost ghostly. She didn't eat unless food was placed directly in front of her. She slept curled up in corners like a discarded doll. When spoken to, she responded in whispers, as if afraid her voice might earn punishment. One night, Elias found her in the ship's observation deck, staring at the stars. "Why did she hate you?" he asked softly. Xyris didn't look at him. "I was defective. Usof. Too emotional." Her voice trembled. "Zorathians value strength. I had none." Elias frowned. "That's not weakness. That's just being alive." For the first time Xyris met his gaze. Her eyes shimmered with something he hadn't seen before— hope. Chapter 3. The Truth Revealed. Weeks passed. Xyris began to open up, even helping the crew with her knowledge of alien tech. But then disaster struck. A Zorathian warship intercepted the horizon. "You were never meant to keep her, human," the queen's voice crackled over the comms. "Xyris carries a genetic mutation, one that could make our species vulnerable. She was to be eliminated quietly. But you dared show her kindness." Elias's blood ran cold. This had been a setup all along. Xyris's face paled. "So that's why." The queen laughed. "Did you truly think I would let a defective heir live? You were always meant to die, preferably at the hands of a creature too primitive to understand what it was destroying." Elias clenched his fists. "You monster!" The warship's weapons charged. They were outgunned, outmatched. But then, Xyris stepped forward. "No!" Her body began to glow. Chapter 4. The Awakening. Elias staggered back as Xyris's form shifted. Silver light enveloped her, her delicate frame expanding, hardening. The mutation wasn't a flaw. It was an evolution. Where once stood a fragile princess now towered a warrior. Her exoskeleton gleaming like forged steel, her eyes blazing with power. The queen's transmission filled with static. Impossible. The dormant genes. They were never supposed to. Xyris raised a hand. A pulse of energy surged from her, disabling the warship's weapons. You were wrong, Mother, Xyris said, her voice no longer a whisper but a roar. I am strong. Just not in the way you wanted. Chapter 5. A New Future. The Queen's ship retreated, humiliated. Back aboard the horizon, Xyris's transformation receded, but the fire in her eyes remained. Elias exhaled. So what now? Xyris smiled, a real, genuine smile. Now I choose my own path. With you, if you'll have me. Elias grinned. Welcome to the crew, Princess. As the horizon soared into the stars, Elias realized something incredible had happened. The Queen's gift hadn't been a burden. It had been the beginning of something extraordinary. Epilogue. A Queen's Fall and a Daughter's Rise. The SS Horizon soared through the cosmos. Its crew forever changed. Xyris, once a timid outcast, now stood tall among them. Her presence commanding, her spirit unbroken. But the galaxy had taken notice. News of the Zorathian Queen's humiliation spread like wildfire. The mighty sovereign, who had ruled with an iron grip for centuries, had been bested by the daughter she had discarded. Rebellions erupted across Zorathian colonies. Slaves, soldiers, and even high-ranking officials whispered the name Xyris like a prayer. The Queen's last gambit. Desperate, the Queen amassed her remaining loyalists and launched one final assault. She would not let her empire crumble, not while she still drew breath. The horizon was cornered near the ruins of an ancient star system. Outnumbered, Elias gripped the controls, sweat beading on his brow. We can't fight them all. Xyris placed a hand on his shoulder. We don't have to. Before anyone could react, she activated the ship's comms, broadcasting on every Zorathian frequency. People of Zorath, her voice echoed across the void. You have been ruled by fear for too long. My mother called me weak because I felt. She called me broken because I refused to crush those beneath me. But this is true strength, the power to choose mercy over cruelty. Silence. One by one, the warships surrounding them powered down their weapons. The fall of a tyrant. The Queen's flagship, now alone, trembled as her own crew turned against her. You dare betray your queen, she shrieked. A low-ranking officer stepped forward. You are no queen of ours. The transmission cut abruptly. The last image Elias saw was the Queen's throne room. Her once mighty form collapsing as her own people seized her. New dawn. Months later, Xyris stood before the newly formed Zorathian Council, a governing body of freed slaves, scholars, and warriors. They offered her the throne. She refused. I was never meant to rule, she said. But I will ensure no one suffers as I did. Instead, she helped forge a new era, one where Zorathians valued wisdom over brutality, where outcasts like her could find a home. Elias's choice. As the horizon prepared to depart, Elias hesitated. You could stay. They need you. Xyris smiled. They don't need a queen. They need hope. She took his hand. But you need a first mate. Elias laughed. Thought you'd never ask. The final jump. With engines humming, the horizon vanished into the stars. No longer just a ship, but a legend. And somewhere in the vast unknown, a former princess and a rogue commander charted their own destiny. Together,